Thousand Words podcast. Join us as we discuss the antics of pro athletes, sports politics, and everything in between. No sport nor athlete is off limits. Now, get you a pitcher of wine and enjoy the show. Here are your hosts, Lene and Linnell Fletcher, aka the Fletcher Twins. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words podcast. It's your girl Nelly Nell, and I am back with another solo episode. Don't worry, guys. My sister Nate is coming back at the top of the year. And actually, tonight was a big deal for her. She had her graduation. Remember, she was in school, and tonight is her graduation ceremony. So I will wait until she gets back to tell you guys all about that. But congratulations to her. That's like her, third degree, okay? All my family is out here getting them degrees while y'all getting these STDs. Y'all need to step it up and be careful, okay? Anyways, I am not sipping on my normal red wine tonight. I am actually sipping on some water because I just finished exercising. So it wouldn't make sense for me to start drinking wine 2 seconds after I exercise. So yeah, I got the aqua today. Anyway, let's get into it. What did I do this weekend? I actually didn't do too much. I rested a lot. I cleaned up. My bathroom needed to be cleaned. So I did a deep clean in that bathroom. On Sunday, of course, I watched football, and I was very disappointed that the Jets didn't beat the Bills, even though the Bills is, of course, an amazing team. The Jets defense is really, really good. We need to work on our offense. And because of that loss, and I think the Patriots won, we currently are not in the playoffs right now. So I need something to happen, okay? I need something to happen. On Monday night, I saw this movie called Violent Night. That's like a spin on the Christmas song Silent Night, and it was such a good movie. It's a Christmas movie, but it's a comedy, but it's also action packed. It's so good. Like I would see that again, like in theaters. I would see it again. I really enjoyed it. And also during the weekend, I'm trying to get into the holiday spirit, the Christmas spirit, because for like the last 6-7 years during this time, I never get in the Christmas spirit. I don't even buy a fake Christmas tree anymore. I mean, I get gifts from my coworkers and things like that, but I never like get in the Christmas mood ever since like 2017 or whatever. So I'm trying to get in the Christmas spirit. So over the weekend, I've been watching Christmas movies. I watched Be Home for Christmas that starred Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Last night I watched This Christmas, which was a great movie with Loretta Devine, Idris Elba, Chris Brown, Lauren London. I also saw this movie called Something from Tiffany's, and it starred the guy who played Nate on Insecure, who I met last year in Mexico and took a picture with him. So that's a really good movie, and that's on Prime. So if y'all need good Christmas movies, go to Prime, Hulu, Netflix. It's all pretty cool. And I see Home Alone is on Disney Plus, so I will probably be watching that Saturday night. I'm so excited because that's my favorite Christmas movie of all time. It's the first Home Alone. And I used to have a major crush on Macaulay Culkin. So yeah. Go see it, y'all. My upcoming weekend plans is again a weekend of doing not much, just resting, because like I told y'all, I don't want to get sick and get COVID before my Mexico trip. We are going to Cabo exactly 2 weeks from today. So today is the 14th. We will be in there on the 28th celebrating my baby brother's 30th birthday. That's right. Terrence Fletcher is turning 30. So yeah. Us and a bunch of his friends are going to Cabo, so I'm very excited. So I'm staying in until I come back for that trip. And these COVID numbers here in New York are going high, so I already told my friends, nope, y'all ain't got to invite me to nothing to 2023. I won't be offended at all. Because last year I got COVID during this time, which was before my Mexico trip. Last year we went to Tulum, and it was a mess. I had to go to the doctors, get a doctor's note to travel and stuff like that. It was just a mess. So I'm being very careful. So y'all need to be careful. So let's get into these weekly sports updates. Well, actually, this isn't a sports update, but it's very sad to report that Twitch the DJ from the Ellen DeGeneres show, and he was also on So You Think You Can Dance. And I want to say he came back in the later season of that to be a judge or either to host it, something like that. But he apparently died of a suicide. I guess it was Monday night, but they found his body on Tuesday morning. So that when I saw that article or that story this morning, my heart actually ached for like 10 minutes after reading that, because he was so young. He's only 40, and he seemed very happy and very content. And so it was just like so sad to see. And he has a beautiful wife and kids, and you just never know. Just be nice to everybody, whether you think they're happy or not. Be nice, be kind, because you never know. Mississippi State coach Mike Leach died as well. I think he was in his early 60s, so that's fairly young as well. Draymond Green got a fan ejected from one of his games, and there is video to show it and prove it. So y'all need to stop cracking on LeBron James, because LeBron ain't the only one that does it, okay? Don't say LeBron's soft and he a crybaby and all that, because Draymond did it too. All right? Anyway, this is a funny story. This youth football player named Jeremiah Johnson, he won an MVP award, I guess, at a championship football game or something like that. And he took social media by storm. It had social media up in a frenzy because everybody claimed he looks too, quote unquote, mature to be a 12-year-old. And I agree. He's so big, and I don't know, because we come from a small family, so we really, like, even Terrence, all of my siblings really didn't start looking like an actual adult with weight on us to after college. Like, my older sister Danielle, she's 3 years older than us, and she's still at 12. She's smaller than me and Nate. Terrence didn't start getting tall until, well, he got tall in high school, but he was skin and bones. Now he thicker, he got some meat on his bones. But yeah, so coming from a family like that, and this boy, this 12-year-old is sporting a full-length thick mustache. Like, I know 35, 40-year-olds that can't go a mustache or connect their beard. So yes, he did look very mature to be 12. I don't know what's in his water, but they need to check, because that's probably not healthy, because he ain't supposed to look like that at no 12. He ain't supposed to look like that at 12. Anyway, let's get into our first story. So Texas men's basketball coach Chris Beard, he was suspended until further notice after he was arrested on Monday for felony domestic violence charges. So he choked his fiancée, y'all. He choked her. That's very scary. It's very scary. So supposedly they had been upset with each other for several days. So on this particular day, a verbal argument turned physical, and his fiance said he just snapped on me and became super violent. And she had a bite mark on her right forearm, a cut to her right eyebrow and temple, a scrape to her left leg, and a cut to her left thumb. And she says he choked me, threw me off the bed, bit me, bruised me all over my leg, throwing me around and going nuts. Those are her words. And she said I could not breathe. So this is what happened in her words. So she said she went into the guest room to check on him because he hadn't been speaking to her. Y'all know, y'all be getting in these arguments and y'all don't be talking to y'all people for days at a time. And I never understood that, and I will never understand that. And I know somebody close to me is actually married, and when her and her husband be getting into little tips, they go days without talking to each other too. And I'm like, y'all live in the same house. Like that, I don't understand that. Like, I do get maybe at that time when y'all arguing, y'all might need space but like 10 minutes an hour, not days. Like, I don't understand it. Maybe that's why I'm single. I don't know. But these kind of stories make me happy that I am single, because I don't have to deal with this. So went to the guest room to check on him. He was sitting there on the bed twirling his reading glasses, and what that tells me is that he was thinking about something. Like, he was thinking, I don't know if it was a good thought or bad thought, but he was in the midst of thinking, okay? So she became frustrated and took his glasses and broke them before returning to her bedroom. First of all, that's a no. You don't do that, okay? You don't do that. So he, of course, came after her, and she offered to buy new glasses. She was probably scared by that time because he probably was scaring her. So he slapped the glasses she was wearing off her face, right? So as she's trying to find her glasses, because apparently she can't see that well without her glasses, then she was thrown from the bed to the floor. She couldn't see without her glasses, and he began to choke her for about 5 seconds, according to her. So Beard, which is the guy, said he has audio recordings of the incident that shows he wasn't the primary aggressor, but he declined to share them with law enforcement. Okay. So what are my thoughts on this whole situation? My first thought was, why aren't we hearing about this on every news channel and every sports channel? Like, I've been hearing more about what Dr. Umar said on the Breakfast Club than this. And this is worse. I don't get it. Both of them are toxic, and hopefully they do not get back together, because domestic violence is not okay on either side. So, and this is just me assuming, I'm assuming she broke his glasses because she was trying to talk to him and he wasn't replying. And that gets some people very, even more frustrated when they're trying to talk to you and you ignoring them. That's like ghosting them and stuff like that. That's not cool. But she still should have broke his glasses. Like, she need to learn how to control her emotions. She should have just walked away. She probably was so scared, especially when she couldn't see. Like, I can imagine, but I can't imagine at the same time. Like, I would be very scared, especially if the more than likely guys are bigger than you. So it's like you can't even defend yourself that much unless you pick up a weapon or something like that. So I feel for her. I really do. And when in a heated argument, like I said before, you should get some space and not destroy anybody's property. And this is why I say couples need therapy. And I know people always be like that. Everybody promoting this therapy stuff now. Yeah, I don't know about solo dolo therapy, because some people work better solo or work the problems out with amongst themselves or their friends or their relatives. But couples therapy, I think, is very needed. Because it gives you the tools on how to argue with your partner without it getting to this. And you have an impartial person, somebody who's not biased to one or the other. They don't care about what you think is right or what the other person think is right. They just going to tell you how to argue and how you should go about this. Because being in a relationship, you are going to argue. And if you think you're not, you're surely mistaken. Because I remember this guy a long time ago. I don't know if I told this story on the podcast before, but I remember this guy a long time ago, a coworker of mine. He had just got a new girlfriend, pretty girl, whatever. And me and him was riding from lunch one day, and he was talking about it. And he was like, yeah, we discussed that anytime we disagree with each other, we just gonna talk it out. We gonna discuss it instead of arguing. And I looked at him and laughed so loud. And I was like, if you think that, you got another thing coming. Because if you think you're gonna be in a relationship and never argue, then that's crazy. But it's just fast forward, they're not in a relationship anymore, so obviously they got in arguments. But my thing is, you're going to argue, you just need to learn how to argue better. So my suggestion is to break up and date yourself, get therapy before entering a new relationship. And because being alone is not the worst thing in the world. People think being alone is like death, and it's not. When you are alone, you have a lot of time to think, you become introspective, you do a lot of self-improvement, etc. Sometimes you can't do that if you're in a relationship because you're worried about the relationship, or it consumes all of your time and your thoughts, so you don't have time to work on yourself, work on your flaws, listen to yourself, listen to your body and stuff like that. Being alone, not the worst thing in the world. Okay, no, nobody wants to die alone, but having that time alone to yourself, whether it be a year, 2 years, 10 years, you learn a lot about yourself and what you can and cannot take, and how to communicate more. Like, it's time alone is great. Jumping from relationship to relationship is not. So I think that all in all, I do think both of them should get charged and both of them should go to jail, because it seemed like both of them had a part in it. His was physical, but she, broke his property or destroyed his property. And it is no way she could tell me. I really want to hear these recordings, but there's no way she could tell me she walked up to him calmly and tried. Okay, she may have tried to start calmly, but I'm pretty sure when he wasn't replying, if he didn't reply, she went to another level with it. Because I know us, and I know how when somebody get ignored, how it feels. So I know she probably like brought it from a low 15 to a high 152, and then broke his glasses, and then he charged after her and attacked her, and then she got really, really scared. But yeah, we'll see how that breaks out. But I'm still wondering why that wasn't on all the news station, or at least the sports channel. I don't know. Anyway, my next story is about a brawl at a basketball game. And this is another story that I noticed the media didn't fully cover. So 8 people were ejected after a brawl at the TSU versus George Washington girls basketball game. And I saw the video, right? So I'm going to tell y'all what happened. So the fight was caused in my point of view, it was caused by an incidental hair pull. So players were going up for a rebound, and the player who first came down with the ball lost it due to her hair being pulled. She was frustrated and went and lightly hit the girl who did it. Like she lightly tapped her on the back or whatever. And then she started trash talking, and then there was punches thrown. Right. And then, of course, a brawl ensued and they had to get broken up, things like that. 8 people got ejected. So my thoughts is, first, they need to learn how to throw a punch. OK, I need y'all to learn how to throw a punch. You don't have to be the best fighter in the world to know how to throw a punch, because I'm not a fighter at all. I'm not a fighter at all. I'm a wordsmith. Like I can cut you down with my words. But if I ever had to be in a fight, I know where my opponent's face is located. These people was throwing up in the air and to the side. Like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all really trying to fight, or y'all just want to break because y'all tired and y'all needed a break? I don't understand. Secondly, fighting is not the answer. Although sometimes people take you there, it's not the answer, especially in a basketball game when 98% of y'all people participating ain't even gonna go to the WNBA. Y'all not going to the WNBA, so what y'all fighting for? And I honestly don't think the girl meant to pull your hair, ma'am. I don't think the girl meant to do it. I really think it was an incident of, like, her hands maybe got tangled and stuff like that. It's not like she grabbed it and yanked it. That's when you can start a brawl, because that's when you know it is very intentional. Okay, so next time, my solution is next time wear a bun. And the problem will be solved. Wear a bun. Okay? Thank you. Anyway, so I want to do my rant of the week. I haven't done a rant in a very long time, but this deserved it. And then I'm going to go to my NFL picks and things like that. Okay? So my rant of the week is going to Skip Bayless. And yes, y'all already know why. I'm pretty sure y'all already seen the clips on Instagram, my stories, whatever. So y'all know I watch Undisputed religiously, mainly because of the great tight end that is Shannon Sharp, right? So recently on the episode, Skip disrespected Shannon so badly that he made Shannon take his glasses off. Now, you know when somebody take their glasses off, they serious. They want you to look at them in their eyes directly. So Skip basically said Tom Brady was better than Shannon because Shannon was giving his professional analysis of Tom Brady's play this year, which is his job, mind you. That's his job. So we all can see that Brady is playing horrible this year. I mean, Stevie Wonder can see it. It's not brain surgery. It is what it is. And for you to take a low blow and go below the belt like that to your friend, quote unquote, and now I'm going to call him your coworker because you don't do a friend like that. So he's your coworker for now on. For you to do that to Shannon like that on national TV is very disgusting. Tom Brady don't even know you like that. You think he gives a F about you, Skip? He doesn't. You think he's at home disrespecting his friend by saying you the GOAT of sports broadcasting? No. Like I said before, he doesn't give AF about you and yours. I see now why Richard Sherman said he's better at life than you and why Stephen A. Smith no longer wanted to work with you. You need to recognize that your opinion isn't fact, and people should be able to disagree with you without being afraid you're going to go below the belt. Skip. And speaking of belts, your mama must have didn't use one on you enough, because if so, you would have known better than to speak to a Hall of Famer like that. Just disgusting. I don't know. Anyway, let's get to some NFL stuff. So, Kyler Murray, he out for the season. He got a torn in his ACL, so he is done for the Cardinals. But the Cardinals weren't doing nothing this year anyway, so it's not like they were in the playoffs and then this was going to hurt them. They're not going to the playoffs, but hopefully he gets well soon. Baker Mayfield won his first game as a Ram last Thursday night. Cowboys signed wide receiver T.Y. Hilton. I remember not a few episodes ago, but episode earlier this season, we had James Harrison on, and we asked him, did he think T.Y. Hilton was going to be signed? And I forgot what he said, but he did just get signed. Philly is the first and only team so far to clinch a playoff berth, so kudos to Philadelphia. And let's get some of my predictions. So the Dolphins at the Bills. This is divisional and it's in my division. But since the Bills are literally all the way at the number one, I am going for the Bills, and I need the Dolphins to keep losing and the Jets to keep winning so we can go up. So I'm going for the Bills. The Titans at the Chargers. I want to go for the I want to go for the Titans, but I don't know. The Titans they're so iffy, and it sucks because they have a great running back. I'm gonna go for the Chargers though. Bengals at the Bucks. I didn't see the Bucks play last week, but they got demolished by I think Mr. Irrelevant, the quarterback for 49ers, because Jimmy G got hurt, so it was like a rookie quarterback or something like that. So I was so happy. So I'm gonna go for the Bengals against the Bucks because Tom Brady, yeah. I hope this is your last year, Tom Brady. You shouldn't have even came back. This is your last year. I really hope so. Because you embarrassed yourself. You should have won. You should have went out on top when you won at Tampa Bay. When you won that Super Bowl, you should have retired. But I digress. Let me get to my highlight of the week. And my highlight is the Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams. I love that name, Caleb. So he won the Heisman. He's the USC quarterback, which makes him the 8th Heisman in USC's history. So he's the first Trojan. I think Trojans are the mascot. He's the first Trojan to win since Reggie Bush in 2005. And at USC, Williams led his team to an 11-2 record. He threw 47 touchdowns. He completed 296 of 448 passes, and he rushed for 372 yards. So kudos to Caleb Williams. That's amazing. So I hope he come to the league and do something. Come to the Jets. We'll welcome you with open arms, Caleb. Come to the Jets. All right, that is it for our episode for this week. I think I'm going to have maybe one more episode before I go to Mexico. And we will, of course, be posting pictures and videos from Mexico. But once we come back, Nate will be back. So I know y'all all been missing her. And I know y'all want more visuals. And speaking of that, the episode I did last week, I want to shout out to K-Sap from the Simply Ball Dropping podcast and his friend Rod Sneed. There was an amazing episode. We got a lot of views on YouTube with the video. A lot of people listened to it. And it was just a great overall episode and a conversation about the whole Deion Sanders controversy. And we are going to start doing more visuals next year. I just bought my webcam because my laptop camera is kind of grainy and is like not good. So I got a webcam and I'm excited for next year. So yeah, y'all gonna get more visuals next year. And I just want to shout out to everybody so far. And thank you for listening to this podcast episode. I hope I am doing well and I hope you like everything. And I will talk to you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words with yours truly, the Fletcher Twins. Make sure you join us every week and rate, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit up our email at podcast.1000words@gmail.com with any questions or topics you'd like to hear us cover. Also check us out on IG at the Fletcher Twins and Facebook at A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words.